we were asking, a lot of questions about Jared Goff during the
Who?
and
You
Fisher
guys
said,
know him, I guess.
Fisher said, if I'm not mistaken, that he said, going into training camp, Case is our starter, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, do you still feel that way, that you're kind of in that position going into training camp?
Yeah, I mean, I've every year I enter at a football season, I'm preparing like I'm the starter. I got a lot more one reps than I ever have during the spring, so I think that was really good for me for my development as a quarterback. So obviously, if you don't know, our defense is pretty good, and throw a lot of different looks at us. So. With that, I think that was really beneficial for me to be able to operate under those circumstances. But Wink just told us we all need to prepare like we're playing. And I've been in a lot of situations where I've been the third, fourth guy on a team and then starting the next week. So that's the nature of our business, and there's a lot of things that can happen between now and then. And I'm going to go in like I'm the starter, and that's I expect Jared, I expect Sean, I expect Dylan to do the same thing, and the competition will be good.
There's other situations across the league where there's an incumbent starter who's losing reps and doesn't take it as well. What is it about you that allows you to just accept what the situation is and go out and do your work to make sure you're doing everything you can to keep the job?
Nothing's ever been handed to me. And I don't expect this job to be handed to me. I'm gonna have to earn it, and I intend on earning it. That's the nature of who I am, and but reps or not. I'm taking the rep behind. I'm going through the reads in my mind and what decisions are made. What I would do in that situation, and that's just kind of the business. There's not a lot of reps to go around. I mean, spring goes fast. Training camp comes in faster. I think we have 9, maybe 10 practices before we line up in the Coliseum against the Cowboys, and we have to take off our red jerseys and put a regular jersey on, and if we don't know our hots, we're getting earholed, and they don't blow the whistle dead anymore. So it's one of those things.
How has this transition been? I mean, it's been a long process. I mean, moving from St. Louis to California. Just was it okay for everything that you guys had to go through?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, this has kind of been a camp-like feel with everybody being here. We got to stay kind of off campus for a little while. Just moved into our place, so. We're enjoying it. We're going to enjoy the summer here, working with guys. I think we've got quite a few guys here, receivers, skill guys that are going to stick around. We're going to have some good throwing sessions, and but the transition's been great. I mean, I don't even know if it's summer. It's 100+ degrees and humid back in Texas where I'm from, so my body still doesn't know it's summertime yet.
You brought it up. Just how big is establishing chemistry and those kinds of things when you have receivers and quarterbacks thrown in this time that you're going to have off?
Yeah, it's huge. In college, you get so many reps, and you spend the same amount of time with the same guys coming 6 years, 5 years, 4 years in a row. And in the NFL, it's new guys every year, and we have a lot of young. New faces in that receiver room, so getting on the same page with them, reading body language, not just communicating verbally after plays, but really the nonverbal communication of what how they're getting in and out of routes, how they look when they're about to break, and us being able to perceive that and anticipate where they're going to be is a big part of an NFL offense.
Any of those new receivers really stand out to you?
They've all done something at one point or another. I've really enjoyed throwing the ball to Coop. He's got a little shiftiness to him that's fun to watch when he got the ball in his hand. But all of them have made plays at certain times or another.
With Cooper, have you been impressed with the way he's been able to seemingly pick up this offense very quickly?
He has, and he's made a few mistakes along the way, but he's learned from them. Hadn't made them twice, so. I expect him to be a good contributor for us on offense.
And working with guys, is that here locally in LA, or are you guys?
Yeah, it's in an undisclosed location, so you guys don't show up.
What challenge is it? I mean, everyone's in a new place now. I mean, how much more difficult is it to make sure people are in the same place when you guys haven't been here before for a year?
Well, it'll be nice, and nothing against St. Louis, but. It's easier to get guys to stay around, here in LA. than say somewhere else. But you know, it's the nature of every NFL team. There's guys that go off everywhere, and we need time off. It's a long season. It's a grueling season. So I told the young guys, like, you need some time to to kind of get filled back up before you pour yourself out over the course of 20, 24, hopefully more like 28 weeks. And so having time away is good, but you got to make sure that from where we are right now, that when we show up for training camp, that we're ahead and we're not falling behind.